your turn again. Thank you, everybody, for that. Thanks, Ms. Later.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you to the calendar committee. I know it's a lot of work and a lot of discussion and a lot of data to consider, and it's never easy because there's no such thing as a perfect calendar. There's always so many variables. I'd like to start my report with sort of a recognition and appreciation. It was a message that came from the county executive's office today that Think Big Networks is their new partner for high-speed internet, particularly in the northern part of Harford County. And throughout this pandemic, I mean, one of the major things we learned just very early on was the importance of high-speed internet for families. And, you know, I know in early conversations with Mr. Glassman and with the community, when they ever asked, you know, what do we really need? I mean, just progress on connectivity in the northern part of the county. I know that's been a really challenging thing for the county. They've been very persistent on this, so I'm appreciative to our county leadership for continuing to pursue this, to seek solutions. I know there have been a lot of challenges they've confronted, but we are excited to see progress with regard to high-speed internet in those parts of our county where we've had connectivity issues. So thank you to our county leadership for seeing that happen. I'd also like to express a thank you to Mountain Christian Church. I mean, they've been great partners with the school system for a very long time. They just recently provided $10,000 grants to each of William Peka Old Post Road Elementary School, Edgewood Elementary School, and
George Lisby.
George Lisby Elementary.
There
we go.
Thank you.
For their food pantry needs at their schools. I apologize to Lisby for your 4-letter acronym not working right. But for their food pantries at their schools, Mountain Christian has made significant donations to help with their food pantries in a year with so much need. We thank them for their contributions. Over the break, we will have a number of our computer systems that will be offline during the break. One of these, we do this for many reasons, but one of them being security of the system. What would probably be most likely to impact parents if they're going into the Home Access Center looking for information. That system will be shut down during the break. And then, of course, we will open that back up for access on January 3rd. So just to know that we're going to bring that down, again, very much for security reasons and others over the break. So some of our technology systems will be shut down. MSDE today released a statement supporting our position that schools should remain open for in-person learning. We've spoken about that at length earlier in the continuity of learning, but I just wanted to touch on it. Just the one reminder is, we've said this throughout, particularly this year, but our goal is to keep students in school. However, if your children are sick, we've seen a lot of students getting sick this year, please, please, please keep them at home because the challenge is we know it's disruptive, we know it's difficult logistically for parents, but if they come in sick, we're going to need to turn around and send them home, and then it means that has to disrupt sort of the middle of a day, and it's also very likely to disrupt others with regard to potential quarantines. So, just please, and same thing to our employees, when you are sick, we do ask you to stay home as well. And so, we just want to put that reminder out there that our goal is to stay in person, but that means individuals, we really need you to make decisions, particularly when you or your children are sick. I'd also plan to make some comments addressing the topic of social media threats. I spoke about that a bit earlier, but I'd like to add one more detail. And so I'd ask if people see social media threats, if they see them online, I'd ask kind of for 2 steps. First, forward it to law enforcement and school officials. We investigate and assess every threat. And we need to determine if these are real, if we need to adjust our security, if we need to do anything more dramatic than that. But these investigations happen. So as I say that, our law enforcement partners have been incredible in the last few months as these threats have increased. We've seen their efforts to intervene, to address, and in many cases, make it clear that we don't have credible threats. But even if there are issues where students have been in some kind of crisis, law enforcement has been amazing to step in and help address that. But step 2 to my request is please, please Refrain from forwarding those threats to a broader audience on social media. That's what fuels the rumors, it increases the disruptions, and it increases the work law enforcement must do to untangle what's happening, to investigate the threats when they get bombarded with these. So again, if you see it early, send it. We'd rather it go to law enforcement and to the schools so we can investigate and know which schools are in place. But then please don't send it to a broader group, because then everyone gets overwhelmed and we see the types of impacts we've had. So again, thank you for being thoughtful about that and responsible with the social media. And then, so I want to close, as we head into the holiday break, I want to thank our staff for their incredible efforts during this most difficult year. Thank our parents who've hung with us through all the challenges, all the disruptions. We know this has been hard. Thank our students for sticking it out and working hard. I hope everybody, students, staff, families, we hope everyone has an enjoyable winter break, a restful winter break. Please stay safe, take time to recharge, and return in January ready for a better 2022. Thank you all. Good night.
All right, and with that, our next meeting is not until 2022, January 10th, 2022, in fact, at 6:30, and that's it, folks. Adjourn.